there, and welcome to Acutely Amanda, a podcast where I share short fiction that stays with you, along with the real life and craft behind it. I'm Amanda, and today's story is all about the beach. Let's get into it. Balmy Bayside by Amanda McNeil. Cape Cod's mudflats expand around me, filled with seagulls calling and greasy sunblock. The lounger's canvas curving around me, I settle in to bake. Tide lapping at my shoulders wakes me. The seafood shack employee's warning echoes. Don't get caught when the tide comes in. I float anyway. Something vice grips my wrist, yanking me underwater. Salt stings my eyes as I gaze from her naked breasts to scaly tail to gills in her cheeks, then back to her breasts. They brush against my own when she kisses me. Briny umami fills my mouth, and I suck it into my lungs. The end. This is another drabble. If you were with me in episode 1, you know that it is a term for a story that is exactly 100 words. Check out that episode if you'd like to know why we use that word. So why a drabble again? You might think that that's because, it takes less time to write, so it's easier for you. That's actually not true. Writing a story that's exactly 100 words is actually a really big challenge for all authors, not just for me, because you just barely are getting the reader into the scene when you have to have the action, the plot happen, and then all of a sudden it's all over. You have to be really thoughtful about every single word you choose. That's part of what makes it a really good writing exercise, is because it forces you to really think about what is necessary to get the story across. Early iterations of this story that I told really just focused on her being pulled in by the mermaid and didn't do enough setting of the scene, the feelings, the smells, to help you really be there. So that's what I worked on a lot as I reiterated it. There are other types of drabbles. There's a double drabble, which is exactly 200 words, and there's a dribble, which is exactly 55 words. I have not tried to write a dribble yet. The last episode was somewhere between a drabble and a double drabble. It was 150 words, or 155, around there. So this story is inspired by one of my favorite places in Massachusetts, which is the Brewster Flats in Cape Cod. They are North America's most extensive tidal flats. So a tidal flat is a shallow, often muddy area of coastline that is alternately covered and uncovered by the rising and falling tides. It's essentially a flatland area that is exposed at low tide and submerged at high tide, and is also known as a mudflat. And the Brewster Flats in Cape Cod are actually, so if you don't know, Cape Cod is kind of like a hook-like part of land that extends up out of Massachusetts into the ocean. So if you're on the bay side, which is where these flats are, you actually are seeing an expanse of water on the west side, which is very unusual for Massachusetts because our ocean is on the east side. So the Brewster Flats are also cool because you can watch the sunset over the water, which is harder to do in New England than in other parts of the country. And it is true that I got warned about the mudflats when I was there, because people get caught out in them. I don't personally think that's as bad if you can swim, but I started to imagine what would it be like if it was difficult, if there was something out there that was coming for me. And I didn't want to make it the quintessential shark. And of course, Cape Cod is also known for Provincetown, which is a very LGBTQ friendly town. There's a big LGBTQ population. I'm a queer woman, and I thought that incorporating some of that into the story would be fun, to give it a little bit of a sense of the other parts of the Cape. Well, that's it for this episode of Acutely Amanda. If you enjoyed this story and the discussion, drop a like and let me know what resonated most in the comments if you're on YouTube. Subscribe wherever you're listening to or watching this. And I have longer form writing available at opinionsofawolf.com/publications if you'd like to check that out. Thanks for watching or listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.